We take a look at someone who got the highest combo in Spider-Man PS4. Insomniac is getting bigger thanks to the success of the game, and there are more small things I learned from recent live streams that I want to discuss with you. Of course, I highlight some awesome pictures you sent me as well, so if you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. Let's start with that pretty interesting quote during the Insomniac live stream from Monday where they played BioShock. Here Jeremy Sue, a production support technician, said the following regarding the fact that his role will change in the future because Insomniac is expanding.
My title will be changing, I think, in the next contract renewal thing.
Nice.
Not really
Is it more
contract.
like animation support now or something like that?
Animation support technician, which is a new position, I guess, because animation's getting busier and busier.
Yeah.
Because our team is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
With Spider-Man's success, it's just like, oh yeah,
Everyone come join.
we need more.
Yeah.
So yeah, super exciting news, right? That it seems like Insomniac is growing and growing thanks to the huge success, of course, of Marvel's Spider-Man. I mean, you likely heard it by now, but the game sold 3.3 million copies in 3 days, as I also mentioned in previous videos. And that was without the copies that were included in the PS4 bundles, they sold as well. And it's also still #1 in Japan after 3 weeks with almost 250,000 units sold. And that is extremely big for a console game in Japan. And in the UK, the game is also still #1 and already sold more than God of War since its release. This is only physical, by the way, but that is still huge. Like, not weird that Insomniac is expanding to work likely on more Spider-Man stuff in the future, and they now know that they can finance an even bigger team because the sales are so insanely good. Like, I totally believe that this game has already been profitable at this point, so it makes totally sense that they want to like invest even more in this and make the next game even bigger. Okay, there's not a new game announced yet, but if we go to another live stream where Insomniac played Vanquish, the combat designer Adam did not want to talk about the cut content, implying that we haven't seen the Lost of Spider-Man as well.
Generally don't talk about cut content because you never know what's gonna come in anything else that we may do in the future.
Like, I don't think we will get any new combat moves in the DLC, like, we would have known that already, right? They only said new suits, story missions, and like challenges in the open world. So that would mean that these cut combat moves, or things that did not make it into the main game, are likely stuff they will like implant in the potential sequel. Going back to Marvel Spider-Man that we have right now, we know of course that New Game Plus is coming sooner rather than later, and Adam now gave a reason as to why it can be more complicated than you would think.
Yeah, but you also have to take into account when you start over the game with the new skills, you have access to things that you didn't before, so that introduces more bugs.
Because of course, in New Game Plus mode, you can like replay the whole game with, like Adam mentions, all your skills, suits likely as well, suit mods and way more. But just to relive like the whole story and hopefully have some new stuff to unlock as well. I mean, if we look at the other PS4 exclusives like Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War that got it like 4 months after release, it seems like Insomniac will have it way faster, so patience is needed. But when we know more, I will of course let you know here on the channel. So yes, you could say that these two Insomniac live streams were a little light on interesting things regarding Spider-Man, mainly because the streamers kind of ignored all the big Marvel Spider-Man questions. But today, like a few hours after this Spider-Man PS4 video airs, there should be a new Spider-Man Insomniac live stream with the creative director Brian Intihar like continuing their playthrough of the game. So it might be cool for you to watch. I put a link to that live stream in the description down below, so if you are interested, you can check it out. But I will of course be watching myself as well and keep you up to date on any interesting info that they might share during that stream. For now, I wanted to take a look at an interesting video from Bryce, who was able to get the highest combo count in the game, as you see right here, because the prisoner would not get off his motorcycle during a random crime, so Bryce could just like continue to hit him to get the highest combo, and that is 999, like it does not go higher than that. And that is not weird, because without something like this, so like a glitch like this, it would be impossible to reach 999 combo. Bryce noted, by the way, that his thumb really hurt after like pressing square for a really long time. I can totally see why. I mean, at least he got his hair, because we cannot say the same about MJ in this picture from Comic Nerd on Reddit. Maybe it's her new haircut. I mean, it's not that awful, I guess. Something that is also not awful are the pictures you of course sent me via Twitter at JorRaptor. Use the SpiderRaptor hashtag to be selected, please do that. SpiderRaptor hashtag. You can also send them via Instagram as well. You can find me at JorRaptor there too. So follow me, share your shots, and no more than 4, and no story spoiler shots as well. Why take a train if you can walk against it as well? Or maybe Spidey like saw someone in the front and wants to sit next to them, so he's like running against the train to get there. Now with cool timing, with the 2 trains like crossing each other as well, something I don't see very often. And yeah, the Stark suit is of course always a +1, as you might have guessed in my previous videos as well. Anyway, nice shot, Looter. We got another action shot. This one is from Jordan Wants a Marvel Spider-Man 2, like that is his Twitter name right now. You will likely get one, Jordan. It will take a while, but it will be there. Anyway, back to this photo, because I love how we see Spider-Man try and reach that sort of construction site there to be able to swing further, and just a cool look at the city as well. If you think that Spider-Man is always like swinging around to fight a crime, then you are wrong, as John shows in his shots. Like, he loves to play basketball as well, takes pictures with people that look really weird, but also sells hot dogs. I mean, it can never hurt to get some extra cash, right? Like, I love how this shot makes sense, as if he's really selling the hot dogs and the other guy's like, can I get one? Turns out that the hot dogs from Spider-Man are not a big success, so Spider-Man is now a street musician rocking around with his electric guitar, hoping that some of the drivers in Manhattan give him some extra money. I mean, he really tried a lot of other things as well, but this is his last stand. Anyway, nice use of the focus and the camera position, like a cool one, the creator boy. I think LL saw my DLC location video, because Spider-Man is spying from the outside of the museum window to some people in Central Park. Just a unique shot with Spider-Man standing in the middle of the window stripe there as well. Really cool one. You can watch, by the way, that DLC location video by clicking on the screen. Subscribe for everything Spider-Man PS4. Got some cool new video ideas planned and coming your way while waiting for the New Game Plus mode and the DLC, of course. So totally subscribe to miss nothing if you haven't already. Drop a like to support the channel. Check out my recent Spider-Man PS4 video on update 1.06 that recently dropped. And I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.